All right, so joining us on the ClassX live line, one of my favorite comedians, period. Not a comedian, not female comedian, just a comedian, just a funny person. You know her from TV shows, cable specials, radio programs, cartoon voices. She's known for never doing the same act twice. She spontaneously kind of interacts with the crowd. She will keep you on your feet. It's one of those shows that if you're down in the front row, do not get up and go to the bathroom because she is not going to let you get in and out of the room easily. I am talking about Paula Poundstone. Paula, welcome to ClassX Radio today.
Well, thanks for having me. What a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Well, I'm not done with you yet, lady. I have to still talk about the fact that you are an Emmy winner. You're an accomplished author. You've released comedy CDs. You're on the radio. When does Paula Poundstone sleep?
Oh, I sleep in the airplane. Those people with their mouths hanging over kind of akimbo. But, work keeps a nice pace. That's good. Better busy than bored, I always say.
Well, you'll sleep when you're dead, Paula.
Yeah. Well, although I must say, all right, having said that, I used to believe that was a good philosophy. But now they're saying that a lot of physical and mental health problems are caused by lack of sleep. So sometimes I try to fly past where I'm supposed to go, just to get a little bit more. One time I was supposed to be going to, maybe San Jose, California, and I was on a Southwest flight, and I was just exhausted. And when I woke up, we were in Portland, Oregon. I missed my on an airplane, which I didn't even know you could do that. And the airlines, by the way, because the people I was working for sort of suspected that something like that might have happened when I didn't show up promptly, and the airlines assured them that could never happen. Every time I fly Southwest now, I check in with the flight attendant on my way. I interrupt them because usually when you're boarding the plane, they're banging the ice. Isn't that what they're always doing when you go on the plane? They're banging the ice. You would think that the ground crew could break up the ice before it got on the airplane, but that's a big flight attendant job. So as I go in and I go past them and they're banging the ice, I go, "Excuse me, I'm in seat 9A. Can you make sure I wake up?"
I've got this image of you standing next to the kid that's traveling, and he's got the wristband where he's supposed to be going. You're standing next to him. Say, we've got the 9-year-old Jimmy. His parents will be picking him up. And we've got comedian Paula Poundstone, and we need to be making sure she gets off our plane, too.
I should have one of those things that they hang around your neck. To say that you're the responsibility of the airline. That's a very good idea.
We are talking with comedian Paula Poundstone. Paula's coming to Cincinnati. She'll be playing the Taft Theatre Friday, September 18th. The show, the doors open at 8 o'clock. It's an all-ages show, and it's one of those shows that, yes, if you want to take the kids, it is that kind of show. It is going to be fun. It is going to be spontaneous. It will be full.
Depends on the family, by the way.
Well, let's talk about that.
I mean, it depends what, because people write me all the time and they go, "Could we bring the children?" And I go, "I don't know your children." Right. I have no idea. I don't even know you. I curse here and there. I don't talk a lot about sex because I don't have sex. It's largely autobiographical. So it's not because I think it's an offensive topic. It's just because I don't know that much about it on the family. There are kids at my shows.
Yeah.
Families come to see me. A lot of kids actually listen to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. And because I feel like, the next generation will be ready to mind the store. Perhaps in a way that we haven't done a very good job, I might add.
We are talking with Paula Poundstone. Paula's coming to the Taft Theatre. All of the information is available up on our website and our Facebook page. I've been following your Twitter account. Very funny stuff in there. I was looking at your tweets. You had the thing about Van Morrison up there. It made me laugh, but then I wondered, is there a backstory here? What is she talking about? Why? I need to dig deeper into this.
I love Van Morrison. And I always think, people always go, they go, "Well, not a day goes by that I don't think about you."
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of, I thought, not a day goes by that Van Morrison thinks about me.
I wanted to know.
I love Van Morrison, and I play one of my favorite things in the world is playing ping pong, and I don't do it nearly as often as I would like, but when I do, for years, the best of Van Morrison has been one of the albums that we put on when we play ping pong. So I don't know, it's the whole experience.
So we're getting some inside information. So what you're telling the ClassX listeners is when Paula Poundstone is at the ping pong table, paddle in hand, getting ready to serve, and you hear Van Morrison, just walk away.
Yeah. Van Morrison, Louis Prima, and the Bare Naked Ladies, I would have to say.
We're laughing.
I'm not even going to see the ball.
We're talking with Paula Poundstone. She's talking. I am laughing. She's coming to town to the Taft Theatre. Were you the kid in school, Paula, that was the funny kid? Now, there's different ways to take it. The drummer in CCR, he was one of those funny guys, got away with murder in the class. He could get away with saying things no other kid could. Because there's also the kid who cracks the jokes and makes the class laugh and is always the bane of the teacher. Which way was it for you? Okay, I think I know.
It depends who you talk to. I will say that I spent a lot of time in elementary school, a lot of time in the hallway. I don't know how I ever got much education at all. I did spend a lot of time counting the ceiling tiles for my OCD out there. There was a guy named Greg Grinnell who was always being thrown out of the class. And Greg and I, we felt a kinship. It wasn't the sort of thing that you could tell the rest of the class, that you were friends with one another. But our friendship was totally based on him being the guy that got thrown out of the class and me being the girl that got thrown out of the class.
I love it.
It brings a closeness. It really would depend. It really would depend who you talk to. My 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Forbes, who lives in Portland now, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And is 96.
Wow.
She remembers me as a good student.
There you go.
But I think that's because she's 96. I don't think she understands that I didn't actually read some of those books, that I just listened to the other kids make comments about them. And by the way, I would listen to her. She was so good at acting out the story that even for Tale of Two Cities, I figure, you know what? I'll wait and see it in the classroom.
She's so close to God at this point. She's not gonna take a chance of being on anybody's bad side. She loved you all.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I remember my daughter Tosha one time. She came home and she just, they weren't teaching her to write, and they weren't teaching her to write, and they weren't teaching her to write, and I felt so frustrated by this. And she was stuck in summer school one summer, and she comes home, and I said, "Did they do any writing today?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, could I see it, please?" And she said, "Well, no, I don't have it." She said, we corrected it in school." She said, "We did peer editing." I said, "Please tell me that you mean that your teacher took it to that place by the boardwalk with the Ferris wheel and corrected it. Please tell me you don't mean that the other kids were stuck in summer school because they're failing English. That they were the ones correcting it. That's upsetting to me."
I'm laughing with Paula Poundstone. Paula is coming to town. She will be at the Taft Theatre Friday, September 18th. We have links up. Do not miss this show. Come, sit back. You need to decompress. This lady will get us all there on the 18th as we sit and enjoy her unique point of view.